This conference will now be recorded.
For Smart Plan email, it's not this Gmail section here.
Okay.
Scroll all the way down to the bottom. It's Command Email.
Oh.
Click Manage, and by default, it's your KW email address. If you haven't set that up, it might cause some issues, but it pulls up information from your white pages, from your recovery email, from your marketing profile, from your Keller Williams email. You can add a custom email in here as well. The one thing Brian Fitzgerald asked me about, and I haven't got an answer back yet because I thought this was automatically done, just so everybody is aware. Let's pull this up so I can show everybody. Brian Fitzgerald. In the email that he sent, it said sent from Brian Fitzgerald, and then the email address came up as agent688100@mailer.kw.com. So that could cause some problems and put some emails into a spam folder. I mean, you never have 100% success rate when sending out a mass email. Some emails bounce back, some emails go through spam or junk. But cleaning up what Brian asked me about is a big step into making sure that you reduce that number of failed emails to a much more manageable number. And I'm waiting to get an answer back on that. And I will share that with everybody as soon as I find out.
Okay. So are you suggesting using the KW email in that command email place?
I'm suggesting using the email that you do business with, because even though, as I pointed out with Brian's example, that it's sent from this email, when they reply, it's going to go to the email that you put in here, because this is what it says, reply to email.
Okay, well, I have my Gmail in that spot.
Okay.
But then in the setup, it says it won't let me do the smart plan because of this email.
Okay, so let's just jump right into this. Deb, I'm going to ask to share your screen if that's okay.
Sure.
And I believe you remember how this goes. You select the screen you'd like to share and then click the share button.
Okay. All right. Where is it?
Perfect.
Okay.
And so try and reproduce the error that you were having.
Okay. You see here it says to update your command.
Well, you don't need to update it.
I know, but this is what I'm getting. So if I get that and I click the settings, then I go all the way down to here.
An unexpected error has occurred.
No,
okay.
Like I'm working on two computers. On the other computer, it shows okay. It's got, it says connected, and then it has the Gmail in the reply to email.
Can you do me a favor and open an incognito window on the computer that you're sharing? Yep, so top right, there you go, you got it. Agent.kw.com, it should automatically log, it may or may not automatically log in, we'll find out.
You want me to type something?
Agent.kw.com. There you go, yeah, that's the one. So it should auto-populate, there you go. Click accept cookies. Oh, that pesky support button gets in the way.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, it jumped up. It jumped right in front of you. It wasn't your fault.
Okay.
Yep, hit that little line. There you go. So just behind the support, click.
Yeah, didn't work.
Yeah, you gotta just kind of select behind. There you go. Yeah, you got it. Perfect. Okay. Go to the settings in the drop down from your name in the top right hand corner, and scroll all the way down to your command mail. Okay, so I'm going to pause just for a second, Debbie, on what I'm working with. I'm just going to let everyone know what we just did there. So Debbie was having an issue accessing something within command. It was giving her an error, and I told her to go into an incognito window and test it. So what we're doing here is we're doing first level troubleshooting. So if something isn't working in your command profile and it works in incognito, that means the version that's not in the private incognito window is holding on to some expired data. So command is being built, as we all know. It's being built as we use it. And because of that, there are pieces of information in your history and in your cache that your browser will hold on to so that it performs at a higher level. But what happens is when command does an update, sometimes the old information is kept in the cache in the history. And to fix that, you just have to clear your history and cache from the last hour. Command's going to ask you to log back in, and the problem will be solved. And the way to determine if that is the problem and it's not a larger issue is to open an incognito or private window if you're using Safari and see if you get the same error. If you don't get the same error, then you know you just have to clear your history and cache. If you do get the same error, then you have to report that ticket or that issue with me. Does that make sense? Does anybody have any questions about that first level troubleshooting?
Yeah, how do you clear your cache?
Okay, perfect. So you can exit out of the incognito window altogether.
Okay.
The X in the far right corner. Yep. So up here, I want you to click on the 3 dots in the top right hand corner.
Me?
Yeah, click on that. There's history in the drop down menu. Then there's click on history up at the top. Yeah. So on the left, clear browsing data.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And you want to clear browsing history, cookies, and site data cache. Clear. Perfect. That's good. So you're not erasing, because we're doing basic. You're not erasing any passwords or anything like that. You're just clearing the history in the cache. As you can see, the time range says last hour. If you click on that, that'll go to like 48 hours or all time, whatever it may be. So you just want to stick on the last hour and go ahead, click clear data.
Okay.
Okay. So now that you can close this screen down. Close that screen down. That's your history. Now refresh this page and it should take you to a login section again. There you go.
Thanks. Sorry to derail the.
No, this is what it's all about. So go ahead, click on your name and go to settings. Scroll on down to command email, manager, and that's not an issue that I expected to see. So we may need to
That's
clear
really
it.
odd because this is my own computer that we're
Yeah.
on, but I'm on the other computer and I'm on it. It's fine. Like it's showing up.
So we may need to clear your history more than an hour. You may need to do like the last week or something along those lines.
Okay. All right.
That's what I would expect to happen. But even with this error, can you go over to your smart plan, the one that you were working on?
I kept creating them, trying to figure it out.
No problem.
Okay, let's.
Click that. Okay, the Twilio account is not connected. That's fine. So click on send email. In the word subject, just type subject. And then in email content, just put hi Ryan. Okay, scroll up to the top. Where it says test number 3, click on the pencil. Change test 3 to hi Ryan. Hit save for me. Okay, see the little square that has the person with the plus symbol? Click on that. Search by name, Ryan Turnbull, please. There I am. Click on that. Click add smart plan. Click confirm. This is normal. You've seen the red font. If you have a Twilio account set up, all SM messages will automatically be sent from your Twilio number. That's normal, even though it's red and you think, oh my God, there's an issue. there is no issue. It's just letting you know if you use text, it's going to be using Twilio. So go ahead and hit confirm. Can you refresh that page for me, please? Not sure why it says test 3. Click on the pencil for test 3 for me.
Over here?
Yep. Subject center. Okay, it's still test 3. All right. Last little thing we're going to do. Click on your contacts. Search Ryan Turnbull, please. Yep, check. Bulk action drop down.
Right.
So above Brian Chambers, yep, the bulk action, click add to smart plan. So scroll down a bit.
Okay.
There it is. A new window will pop open on the right. And test 3, click select. Click confirm. Click confirm one more time. Your question has been contacted. Okay, perfect. Now double click on my name, please. And okay, click on the far right hand side. It says Smart Plans. Click on that for me. Oh, it's telling you subscribe to Smart Plan 3 in the timeline, but above in the menu.
Oh, here.
Yep. So it's not actually adding to your Smart Plan for some reason. Okay, so you seem to. We're gonna get together outside of this training session to find out why that's happening.
Okay.
I've not seen that. But on your other computer, open up my contact and tell me if I am in this same section of the Smart Plans drop down if it says I'm selected on anything. Perfect. Thank you for everyone's patience with that. Has anybody else encountered any glitches, issues, or problems? That being said, I see, Annette, that you've joined now.
Yeah.
We were testing this out yesterday. Remember this error that we were getting? There we go. Annette, are you with us today? Oh, maybe Annette's gone to make a coffee. But just so everyone is aware, the error that we came across yesterday has already been corrected and it's no longer an issue. I successfully scheduled a post in Command and it went directly to my page. This was the post that I scheduled here. And when I go into my campaigns and social posts, you can see that that was published today and it shows up on my Facebook profile right there. Okay, so Deb,
Yeah.
did you happen to look on your other computer?
Yeah, it says the same thing.
Okay.
It looks like Brian Turnbull have a Smart Plan.
We'll have to see. We'll have to contact support together because I haven't received anything either. Oh, wait, it did come through.
Oh.
So here it is. Hi, Ryan. And it's sent to me twice. So it's not displaying in your settings that it was connected and it worked, but we just tested it out and I can tell you that it did work. So the issue is not that isn't that it's not sending, it's that it's not showing who's subscribed on those smart plans. So I'm just taking note of this right now. Smart plan not displaying subscriptions. Okay, so we'll circle back around to that.
Okay.
All right, so a little bit of a staggered start there. We were fixing a problem, and I was letting everyone know about the error that was corrected. So I just want to do a really quick recap of what we've been working on this week. Top right-hand corner, going to settings. Want to make sure that you have your Facebook profiles connected. The Facebook post scheduling is not paid advertising. It only posts to your profile or business page. And it's organic sharing because your viewers and followers will see it and they can share it for you and advertise for you. If you want to do a targeted ad with a very specific target market and pay to have your ad show up on their screen, that's Facebook Ads Manager. And this only works with a business page. It will not work with a personal profile. That's not a command thing, that's a Facebook thing, okay? So to do that, you click Connect Account. It's gonna ask you to log in, and it's gonna ask you to allow permission for Command and Facebook to work together, and you say yes. So once you have those two connected, you're able to move forward with any type of campaign that you would like for Facebook. And to do that, you click on the campaigns icon on the left. As always, if you're not familiar with what these icons are, you can roll over them for the title or click on the red square to get the list of names. All right. So once I'm in campaigns, you click create new campaign on the top right-hand corner. And we selected social ad. I'm actually going to go to my paid ads here just to pull up an existing draft so that I don't have to go through all the steps because this is just the recap. So edit campaign. And like everything in Command, there's a section where you work and there's a section where there's a preview. This particular demo that I'm showing you here, I'm under name and goal, I'm advertising a listing. So you need to pull in a listing from MLS. If you have an exclusive listing, you're gonna attract buyers, which means this is not mandatory. And you would manually upload the photos that you wanted to have. When you have advertise a listing selected, and you select a listing, the ad text automatically pulls the information from the MLS listing. You just have to give it a headline and a description, and they show up here. Okay, text, headline, learn more buttons underneath that. You go through these sections, saving the data that you've inputted. Under add media, you can do one photo, you can do multiple photos, and again, because this is pulling from MLS, the photos are already there. So add images, choose from designs, choose from listing. I'm going to go here, preview and crop. You have the option of doing wide, square, vertical, full portrait. I prefer usually the square because it works well on mobile devices, but you can see on the right-hand side, for this particular ad, I'm doing wide, so I'm going to stick with that for all photos. So now I'm adding multiple photos here, and it's pulling right from the listing. Okay, if you had selected attract buyer for an exclusive listing, it would not pull the data from anywhere. You would have to click more and click add images and upload from your computer. You also have the option of a video. And if you have multiple pictures, you can see here that it slides through on Facebook. Your DBA, doing business as logo, appears in the bottom right-hand corner or left-hand corner, whichever you prefer. You just click the button to dictate where that goes. After that, your media is all good. You can see you have the green circle filled in with a check mark. We go to Facebook ad, and this is the biggest section. This is where we spent most of our time. You have your account, you have the page you're advertising on. You choose if you're going to be using the lead generation form from Facebook, or if you're going to have a sign up form on the landing page. And the landing page is when the viewer clicks learn more, where does that take them? Is it your website? Is it a mortgage calculator? Is it a sign up form for a free home estimate? Is it a blog that you're advertising? Whatever it may be, that's where the learn more button will take them, and you put that destination here. You have the website address, the URL here, and you can choose what the button says, learn more, sign up, or apply now. Learn more works the best. That's what I'm getting feedback from the agents that are using this. Underneath that, you have ad targeting. You can select your own database, and we want to make sure that you have 100 agents or more in that tag. So for example, if I go in here, I did D-test, it's 29 people. So this is a yellow dot letting me know it's not the best. I have Hamilton agents, which is 224. That's over 100. So I'm going to maximize the return on my investment. And this is giving me a green indicator there. You can target a specific audience. right? Again, I'm using custom settings up here. If I turn this off, Facebook does all the work for me. St. Catharines, 25-kilometer radius. If I really want to control it, I click on use custom settings and I select from the drop-down list interests that people have. It tells you the size of the audience. Or you can type a specific category like real estate, for example, and click on the appropriate sections. You always want to have or instead of and. If it's and you have 5 interests selected, it's only going to advertise to people that have all 5 of those interests, and they have to have all 5 for the advertising to go through. That I don't know any situation where anyone would use that. The or works in a much better way. So you have 5 interests selected, and because you have or as the predetermined identifier, it's if someone has 1, 2, 3, or maybe all 5 of them, but they are not required to have all 5. It's do they have this interest, or maybe this interest, or maybe that interest. There is a heated discussion that goes on between a lot of people that do Facebook advertising from command, that this narrows down your audience and you're going to get fewer leads. And that's not a bad thing because you're going to get more qualified leads, or I should say qualified, you're going to get stronger leads than if you do no expert targeting or turn off the customization, and Facebook is going to send your ad out to more people. You're going to get more leads, but you will get more tire kickers. You won't get the strongest leads that way. So it's up to you to have a system that can navigate through all of those leads to isolate and find the ones you want to work with and the ones that are ready to move forward, right? It doesn't have to be just St. Catharines. Sorry, getting back to the targeting. It's up to you to decide what works best for you and how you run your business. Do you want to fish with a large net, grab as many leads as possible? That large net is also going to collect a bit of garbage, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. That's a lot of people that do it that way. And some people do it the other way, where they fish with a smaller net, collecting less garbage, but also collecting less leads, but you're getting a little bit higher quality leads that way. And it's up to you to decide how you want to proceed and move forward. Up here for location, something brand new that I'm very excited about. You can do city, St. Catharines, Ontario, for example, or you could do a specific neighborhood. So if I typed Hill Park, Hamilton, and give command time to think, it's because I have this selected. I don't know any neighborhoods in St. Catharines. Does anybody have an idea of any neighborhoods in St. Catharines that they could share? No? Okay. So I'm going to really quickly going to change the name and goal. I'll go to attract buyers, save name and goal. So that should allow me to put in a specific it might be because I've just gone into this a few too many times, but you can now search for specific neighborhoods. There it is. North. Just to give you an idea, I use this demo quite a bit, so I may have done too much with it, and it wasn't working for me right off the start. But that's a specific neighborhood. So instead of doing a gigantic city, you're really isolating the target market and who lives there. All right. That would be very useful for maybe some brand awareness or an event that's going on, or letting someone know that you have a house for sale in that neighborhood. And if they're interested in also selling, that you're their agent to deal with. So that is very useful. You'd save Facebook ad if you had all the fields filled out. So I'll select that, save Facebook ad. And then you have duration and budget, where you select the start and finish day. Keep in mind that it does not start the same day that you publish it. It takes 24 hours for your Facebook campaign to go live, because command and Facebook need time to work together, and Facebook needs to process your ad. So make sure you include Wednesdays, because that's the peak day for clicks on Facebook. and you can set your budget here, and it breaks down how much per day you're spending. The number one, the golden rule here is quadruple check all of the information that you've put in here. Make sure that the link that you're using, and that there's no spelling mistakes. Sorry, link is in here. Make sure this link is accurate. Make sure in your ad text there's no spelling mistakes. The price is properly displayed if you're displaying the price, because once you send this to Facebook, it's only going to process it once. You will not be able to go back in and change or edit anything within your campaign. So the golden rule is to quadruple check this data before you hit publish campaign. Okay. So I know I went over that quickly. That's just because it's a recap. We dug into these things in detail earlier this week. Before I move on to the automated smart plans, does anybody have any questions? Because I did do that quickly, or maybe I didn't cover something. Does anyone have any questions about the Facebook?
Yes, Ryan. Ryan, I have a question. I
Shoot.
just missed the one part that, because I did actually put in two yesterday, one with a video for a Facebook one page, as well as another one. And of course I did it in the evening, like 5 o'clock. So it's not there yet, but that's good. The one question I have for you is where the leads are coming in. Are you going to do that in? Can you show that again, where you tag on our landing page or the Facebook thing?
Sure. So I touched on it briefly, but I'll go into a little more detail. So under Facebook ad, you have this destination option here.
Destination, yes.
So use Facebook lead generation form or use a site landing page. So
Okay.
I need to really quickly jump into a landing page that I've created to illustrate this point here. All right, so bear with me while I load this up. Okay.
So is it better to use a landing page?
There is no answer to that,
Okay.
whether it's better to use one over another. See, 1 second, day 2 landing page. I had, so it's up to you. I'm gonna let this load. I'm gonna jump back to the other screen. So
Yeah.
a Facebook lead generation form means when the viewer, so let's
Yeah.
pretend this is Annette's ad and I'm the viewer, I click learn more, it's gonna take me to whatever URL or whatever destination she wants me to see.
Yeah.
But because I click learn more and she has Facebook lead generation turned on, my information gets sent to her command immediately. As soon as I click learn more, I don't have to go in and fill out name, first, last, email, notes, price range, or anything that's in the fields.
Okay.
Right? Facebook automatically sends you that lead.
Okay,
Now,
that's what I want to know. Okay,
yeah,
so
if you
and
use
the
a
other
site or
one-
landing page,
yeah,
then the landing page itself, it has a lead form in it.
so
And
that's
you
actually
won't get the lead unless they fill this out.
okay. So, but that means that is twice then. So that is really not as good. It's better to have the other one, wouldn't you think?
It's up to you. So I'm not going to give you an answer telling you what to do here. It's up to you to make the decision. But I will walk through the pros and cons here. So if you do not use Facebook lead form and you've selected use site or landing page,
Yeah.
that means if I click learn more and I look at your website and I don't fill this out, you don't get any information from me.
That's it. Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes.
So bear with me 1 second. I'm going to go to a live site here.
But if
My
I would
internet
do it
is really
through
slow.
if I would do it through Facebook, then automatically at least I get some information that I might be able to work with.
Absolutely. You're
Yeah,
definitely
okay.
going to get information from them. But, and I've talked to a couple of agents about this, they would rather get 5 strong leads than 50 generic leads.
Oh, of course, yeah. And also the people then have to do things twice, you know what I mean? And then they walk away from it. So, okay, I
So
think you answered my question.
Perfect. But I want to elaborate on this, not just for you, but for everybody that's joining. So one of the things that I point out, one of the things I like to do, and again, you don't have to do this, is I use the Facebook lead generation form, but the landing page it takes me to, also has a lead form in it. So it's in there twice. And what that means is, as soon as someone clicks learn more, I'm going to get a lead notification. And now let's role play here a little bit. If I'm the agent and Annette's the one viewing, if Annette clicks learn more, I'm going to get a lead in command with Annette's information from Facebook. She didn't have to fill anything out. But Annette looks at this house and says, oh my God, it's beautiful. I don't know who would, but say you love that color of a room and you have to have it. She'll fill this form out again, and that gives me a second lead from the same person. Now, some people might look at that as annoying, that it's creating duplicate leads for one individual. I look at it at the standpoint that, wow, this person is really interested. I'm definitely going to reach out to you. So you get 2 notifications for the same person, identifying a very strong lead.
Okay.
Now,
Excellent.
another reason to, thank you. Another reason to have this lead form in here is, let's say Annette clicks on learn more. Facebook gives me her contact so I can follow up with you. But you're looking at this and you think, oh, you know what? I'm not a fan of this color, but my sister-in-law, she loves this type of home. This is perfect for her. So I'm going to copy this link and I'm going to email it to her. Now, she didn't click on learn more, so I'm not going to get her lead. But if Annette sends this to her and she likes it, there's a form for her to fill out. And I'm not relying on her to call me when she's ready. She's going to fill this out and know that I'm going to get in touch with her. So it doesn't hurt to have a lead form, even if you're using a Facebook lead generation form. And the viewer sharing this with somebody might only happen 1 in 100 times, 1 in 1,000 times, whatever it is. But do you really want to take away that option? I don't think you do. So I would definitely include the lead form if you're doing a landing page. If you're doing something completely different, like a free home estimation and they're signing up or anything along those lines, then you're going to, definitely have your own setup here. But the most average ad is for an existing listing. And it doesn't hurt to have the lead source coming from Facebook and also having a lead form on the landing page. Anybody have any questions about that?
Hi, Ryan. It's Jocelyn.
Hi, Jocelyn.
Hi. So my ad is still not, it says it's active, but it's still no activity.
Okay, so I'm going to share your screen and I want to see your Facebook campaign.
Okay.
And after this, you have to promise me you're going to look into the settings on your computer to turn down your microphone.
Okay.
It's always so loud. It's so loud. Okay, so active. Okay. Can you click on the 3 dots on the far right for me? No, within your listing. Do you know the value of your home? Yeah, click on the 3 dots. Click duplicate campaign. Duplicate and customize. So we're just quickly making a copy of it. I want to see what you have. So click on name and goal for me. So you're attracting listings by advertising the value of your home. Okay, scroll down. You don't have a property, that's fine. Click on add text. Okay, scroll up a little bit. Okay, good. Everything looks good there. Okay, scroll down. Add media is just that one image that you use for designs. Way to go. That looks great. Facebook ad, if you can click on that for me. All right. So what is that URL? 72soldon.com.
So that's the website that I have. It's something that I created. If anybody wants to, I'll show you what it looks like.
I actually, so no physical showing, so your home center.
It's just marketing. For marketing.
Yeah, so I have this. So all right, well, we're going to circle back around to this in a moment.
Okay.
Can you go back to command?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so here's what happened. I found the reason why you're not getting leads. You have use site or landing page. So it's requiring someone to fill out the information on the sell your home in 72 hours.
Okay.
Okay, so hang on, hit the X in the top right hand corner. So this is not your existing ad. Remember, we duplicated it. I want to see a couple things as well. So you're doing in Guelph within a 40-kilometer radius. Scroll down a bit more. You don't have any expert targeting. And duration and budget, if you can click on that for me.
I say that I haven't spent anything yet.
Okay, so now up in the top left, can you click on back to paid ads for me?
Where is that?
Top left.
Okay.
And click, hang on one sec. Are you sure you want to leave this page? Yes, yes, you want to, because we don't want to move forward. So on the left-hand side where it says, do you know the value of your home? In that empty space, there's supposed to be a little arrow. It's not displaying for some reason, but just click on the empty space. Yeah, right there. So yeah, so you're taking advantage, 15 days, 25 days, leads. So it's definitely been over 24 hours, you say?
Yeah.
Okay. One last thing, far right, click on the three dots and click edit campaign for me. Okay, good. That's what I wanted to see. 40 kilometers. You can go ahead and hit cancel. I just wanted to make sure that it didn't open up and allow you to change a bunch of things. How long has it been active?
So yesterday when we talked, it was active. So it's been active for over 24 hours, but I created it the day before yesterday. So
What
today,
time?
in the evening. So probably, I'm gonna say 6 p.m. on, today is Thursday, so Tuesday, 6 p.m.
So it went live 6 p.m. Wednesday.
Yeah.
So last night till this morning. So I want us to check back in with each other later today to see if anything's happened, because yeah, it's only been pushing people out there. And I'll be honest, this sell your home in 72 hours website, it might scare a few people. I mean, I'd love to hear from people that are on the call what they think about these types of websites. If anybody has any feedback. You can turn on your mic or put it in chat. Okay, so no one's really chimed in about the website. To me, because I purchased a home, I'm a homeowner. These kind of sites, they don't really entice me to move forward with it. It's not branded for you, and it's sorry about that, a lot of background noise there. I don't think you're going to get a large number of leads from this particular landing page. It's a little unfortunate. If you'd clicked Facebook leads, anybody that clicked on it and went to this page, you would have gotten a lead and you would have been able to follow up with them. I mean, anybody that's on the call, let me know if you disagree with me about this website. I don't find it really that enticing for me. And that could just be me. But we'll follow up with each other to see if any leads do come in. And if they do, they're definitely going to be, I believe, a high valued lead. So Kyle was asking, shoot, go ahead.
I'm surprised I haven't even spent any money, right? Do I get charged when leads come in?
Yeah, you get charged. So let's say for some reason there's an issue that we're unaware of and your ad doesn't display anywhere, you should not be charged anything, or at the very least get a credit. But you would have to reach out to Keller Williams to sort that out, to KW support, and I would assist you with that. So what I want to see is what happens when you run your ad for multiple days. So it took 24 hours to process, but your ad hasn't even been up for 24 hours yet. So it hasn't even been a full day of advertising. So this type of ad that you put together, this type of campaign, may take a little bit of time. Right. Thank you for chiming in, Aaron. I appreciate some of that feedback there. So she would agree with me that it's not that encouraging. And I know the team that she's on does a lot of, I believe it's in inspections and home evaluations. So she would have a better handle on that than I would, for sure. Kyle, to answer your question, should we be using command only with incognito? It is advised to do that. The only issue I have is that when you go incognito, it opens up a whole separate screen and doesn't really connect to the existing tabs that you have. And as you can see from all the tabs I have open, and I'm not gonna lie, I have other Chrome windows down here that have even more tabs. I'm a tab fiend. So personally, I'm not a huge fan of it. If you're comfortable keeping command incognito window open off to the side and running it that way, that would be the most optimized way to use it.
Okay,
you don't
thanks,
have to.
Ryan.
No problem. And Aaron, your question, has anyone tried to run ads outside of Facebook, Google Ads? Yep, I've not done it myself. I've spoken with Jill and a couple of agents outside of Complete. They've had a mixed bag of results using Google Ads. It is a little more expensive. And I believe the agents that have not had success were really new to Google Ads, and the ones that did have success were a little more seasoned with it and had more experience. So Aaron, if you'd like to get together with me, I would love to test out some of the Google Ad options, because I personally don't have a Google Ads account, so I've only viewed other webinars and tinkered with it. I haven't dug into it deep, and I would love to, work together to find best practices, and then maybe we can host one of these sessions together, and you can share with everyone your experiences, the pros and cons and best practices with it. Okay.
Sounds good.
So, perfect. All right, so that was a really long recap, but it was great because we had questions and we had interaction. So I really loved it personally. It didn't give us a lot of time to jump into the smart plan section, but that's okay because we have tomorrow as well. And the smart plan that we've created was a very simple one. So what happens is, from the Facebook campaign that you have, you're going to get some leads. Kelly's going to notify you that you have leads, and you're going to go into your command and you're going to look at your leads. So I have a smart view for leads, or you can click filters, leads only. Okay, so you have those options, and I'm going to click on this individual, and I'm going to click add to smart plan, and then I'm going to have lead follow-up, and I'm going to select it. But how did that happen? What is that smart plan that I'm sending them? When you click on smart plans, we're going to click create. Okay, and new lead is what I'm going to call this one. And just like the landing pages and the designs, you have a blank canvas, and off to the right you have the options. And unlike the landing pages, you don't have to click and drag. You can just click send email, and it drops an email in here. You have to enter a subject. Thanks for clicking. We discussed that. Thanks for clicking my Facebook ad. Even though they did click on your Facebook ad, but by adding the word Facebook, it scares a few people off. I know it's a little hypocritical of the viewer to be scared of an ad that they clicked on, but for whatever reason, the feedback that I've been getting is if you keep it simple, like thanks for clicking or thanks for your interest, it gets a higher level of involvement from the viewer, a higher response rate. In the email content, you have the options to bold, italic, underline. You can do bullets or numbers, change the font size, change the font colors. You can center it, left justified, right justified. You can do things like hi, and then you go to this function, first name, so it's personalized to the contact that you added to the smart plan. So it's going to say, hi, Joe, hi, Annette, hi, Debbie, hi, Ann, hi, Aaron, whoever it is that's added to the smart plan, it's going to know what their name is, which is why it's also important to have your database cleaned up so you don't have an emoji for someone's first name and then it gives you an error. Thanks for your interest. Click here for all the details. And then you could go highlight the words click here, click on the link, and put in a URL. You know, maybe it's this website here, 782soldon.com. Paste it, add links. Now when they click here, it's going to load up this page. That's a basic email function that you have here. We will be able to tie in other designs within an email. And best example is if I show you here HTML and I browse from the email templates, they have 6 here. Work with me, seller, work with me, buyer, home anniversary, happy birthday, and promote your app. So Jocelyn, you're trying to find listings, so you're a seller, so you might want to use this template. You can preview it, and it's going to pull the information from your marketing profile, so your first name, last name, logo, and says, and then it's going to include these graphics. It's also going to invite them to download your app, which means you need to have your website created and running optimally for this app to work properly. And then it pulls in the code. So these are templates that already exist, and we're going to be able to customize them and add our own designs. That's something that they're working on. So in the meantime, if you don't like if the templates don't offer a solution to what you need, you're just going to have to craft a simple email and structure it in a way that they click a click here option to go to another landing page or reach out to you by hitting reply. Now you can do things like set a 1-day delay and then send them another email saying, hi, going again to first name, you may have missed my first email. It had this link to a home evaluation calculator, whatever you want. Whatever you want the content to be, it's going to be specific to you. You can set another delay for 1 day and then schedule a call. So there's the call, and this is for you. This is a task for you. So call, and you'd use the functions again, first name and last name, so you know who it is. So it's not just called Dave. It's called Dave Robertson, right? And then task description, you can put your script in there. So when you look at the task, the description is going to be the script. So because it is a task and you have Kelly downloaded on your phone, Kelly's going to remind you of this task. You're going to look at it, and within the description of the task is going to be your script. So you have everything you need right then and there. Call so-and-so, you pull up their contact and you call them, right?
Actually, John,
If it's a phone call.
coffee.
What's that?
Ryan?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can hear me. Okay, I have a question. So I sort of understand this whole kind of the setup of the delay and everything else. What I was wondering, you showed these little images of graphics, like, you know, then you can connect it to, you know, the seller or the buyer. But is there already by now anything that we can send like on, like say, for example, I'll make this whatever you call this let me see, custom what do you call these again?
Smart plans.
Smart plans. So if I make a smart plan, say for with so many steps, in the sense of, like, you know, in the old days we had the 33 steps, so say 20 steps or something, where you send a monthly newsletter, you send a birthday card, and I don't know, a Christmas card, something like that. Is there already content for like the monthly letter like I have now with ES?
For the newsletter, no. For the birthday, yes.
Yeah, so to catch them out of your landing page or out of your website or with the Google, you can catch them, and then you can put that stuff in there, the script, and you can call them. But there is not anything for the database just to feed on a monthly base or every other week with different kind of, cards or
There is.
there is?
It's not a customizable newsletter. It's called the Monthly Neighborhood Nurture.
Aha. So,
Right.
and that would be in one of those smart plans, like the library smart plans?
Exactly. And
Uh-huh.
there's also a bi-weekly, but I would caution you
Yeah.
because they're still cleaning up the listings within Canada that the Monthly Neighborhood Nurture or bi-weekly, it might not pull in 100% accurate data. So
Yeah, it's the
we're
same thing with e-ads, the e-ads that sometimes, because I send one to myself, of course, just to see what they
Yep.
send out. And, sometimes it's a little bit more heavier on the American side, but I mean, it doesn't matter, at least you have to send stuff. People,
Yeah.
some people read it, some people never read it, but I just was wondering if there is something like that available.
Yep, there is. And that's what I'm going to be getting into all next week. I'm going to be going
That's
over
perfect.
every
Great.
single
That's excellent.
templated one, just so everybody is aware. What we're going to be doing is you're going to add yourself as a contacting command, your personal email address, not your work one, and you're going to add yourself to those smart plans, and you're going to see what they look like before you start sending them to your clients.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest things I'll be emphasizing is when you do send it to your client, because you're just not going to be sending it to them out of the blue. I'm going to be talking to my client Annette, and I'm going to say, hey Annette, maybe it's an email or a phone call or a text, whatever it may be. I'm going to say, hey Annette, I was wondering if you can help me out. I'm working with some brand new tech, and I was looking for some feedback. Is it okay if I put you on a monthly email? I promise it's not spam. You're not going to get sent to a whole bunch of other places. It's just one email a month. And I'm looking for some feedback of what you think. If you like it, if you don't like it. So I want the pros and cons, and I'm really looking for your interaction. Thanks. Have a great day. So obviously that I rambled on a little bit, but the point there is I'm telling my client I'm looking for their feedback on some new technology. That way, when they look at it, if it's not 100% accurate or not working 100% on that day, they're like, okay, this is new tech, not a problem. I'm going to let Ryan know that today I went to it and it didn't work. Or today I went to it and I found a listing that was already sold. As opposed to just sending it to somebody or saying, I'm going to put you on a monthly neighborhood, you're going to love it. They open it up and there's some issues, then they're annoyed because they're not getting what you promised them. So you preposition it with, I'm looking for some feedback on some new tech. It completely changes the conversation and completely changes the perspective of the recipient of that smart plan. So I'll get into that in much more detail next week,
Okay.
maybe even tomorrow. Lastly, what I just want to wrap up here, because we are running out of time, the phone call is a very specific task. You can set a delay for another day and do create a task, and this task is a non-touch or a touch task. So this is a task for you, and the task name, task description, you can even put a link and specify when it's due. So this task is customizable. You sent a lead an email, maybe they didn't respond to it. You waited a day, sent, hey, maybe you missed an email, so that's the second one. And then the third task was calling them. Maybe you got a voicemail and you didn't get in touch with them. So now you have a task that says customize specific custom content in an email for this person, move them to this smart plan, or whatever it may be. You want to run your business efficiently, so you're able to put at the end of this smart plan a task for yourself. Maybe it's to be more aggressive. Maybe it's put together a market analysis and send it to them. Maybe go visit them at work. Whatever it may be, you just have the ability for a non-touch task, which is a task for you to do, or a touch task, which is something you do that reaches out to them. So, man, I can't believe that's already been an hour. That went by really quick today, guys. I appreciate everybody for joining. I do have a quick minute left. If anybody has any questions or something I didn't cover or maybe went over too quickly. No? Okay. I'd like to thank everybody for attending today's Command and Conquer. Tomorrow we're going to be wrapping up the Facebook campaigns and the automated lead generation or lead follow-up, but it doesn't end there. Next week we will be digging in doing a very deep dive on the smart plans, the ones that we've just touched on a little bit, and showing you what exists, what you could take advantage of and is working at a high level right now, and how to customize them for yourself. So thanks again, everybody. I appreciate your time. For those of you that have joined for the next CTV session, which is Wealth Building with Sandy McKay, just going to let you know, I have to close down this window and you are going to have to rejoin. I apologize, we ran a little bit late today. So I'm about to shut her down and you can rejoin for Sandy's amazing wealth building session coming up in 30 seconds. Have a great day, everyone.